Good Wednesday evening to you all. Welcome back to Weather on the Go. My name is Hunter. We are tracking a big storm system that continues to bring heavy snow and blizzard conditions from the Midwest all the way back to the Central Plains, and some significant severe weather on the warm side of the storm, as well as some heavy rainfall. We're going to look at that storm and additional storms that will be coming down the road as we go into the weekend that could bring even more severe weather, and then look at our pattern heading into late March and early April at the end of this video. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow along with all my detailed, accurate, and reliable weather information on YouTube. The best way to do that is to subscribe. We are less than 100 subscribers away to 131,000. You want to help me get there? Subscribe to the channel. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, especially if you found it informative and detailed, and share this video with friends, family, and on social media. I definitely appreciate it. Let's look here at our temperatures for highs that we saw this Wednesday afternoon on March 19th. Warmer air all the way up to Michigan. Saw high temperatures this afternoon into the 50s and 60s all the way up here, all the way up into the mid-Atlantic, even seeing some record highs there into West Virginia this afternoon. And it's all tied to this big storm system that's moving through the middle of the country. We have a classic cold front, dry line, severe weather setup on the warm side with some tornadoes included here, with a big line of storms that continues to march across the Indiana region down into western Kentucky. Snowfall coming in on the backside, and you can see as we go through the evening hours that snowfall will continue to fill in across southern Wisconsin into much of the land of Lincoln here in Illinois, eastern Iowa, Missouri, starting to see that. Even a few snow flurries, snow showers in northern portions of Arkansas as well. That'll be moving into the Chicagoland around 10 p.m. this evening to midnight, and then that snowfall will be moving up there toward Lake Michigan and the UP of Michigan overnight. Rainfall will continue to move to the east. Snowfall will continue to fill in further east as well, into Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio as we go into your Thursday time frame for tomorrow. Now here's the additional snowfall accumulations we can expect here, and notice the heaviest will be up in northeast Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. We're talking 6 to 8 inches worth of snowfall. A decent snow here in northern Illinois as well, looking at around 1 to 3 inches, and this is the same area that had severe weather potential literally just a couple of hours ago. And then over here into Michigan, we have a couple inches of snow there as well as the system pivots off to the east. As we go into tomorrow on Thursday, March 20th, which is, by the way, the first day of spring, so welcome to spring equinox, we're going to be seeing some rainfall, some thunderstorm activity. Not expecting severe weather with this, but this is all going to continue to move off to the east as we go through the day on Thursday. A little bit of some snowfall and some snow flurries on the backside, not really that impactful, but just notice that as you look out your window, as we go through the day on Thursday night, and Friday morning, you might see some snow flurries out there in parts of the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and the Northeast as we end the week. As far as snow accumulations are concerned here across the east, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, upstate New York, maybe even central and southern New York could get in on that, northern Pennsylvania, and then down the Appalachians, those will be the best areas of seeing maybe up to an inch or two of snow. Other than that, we're really not seeing any impactful accumulations on the roadways. The pavement temperatures are just too warm, but the grassy surfaces may be cold enough to sustain that snowfall for maybe around 24 hours before that melts. Now, as we go to the end of the week, here is Friday, March 21st. Our temperatures will be cooling off in a big way as we go here through Friday, especially across the north. A little bit cooler up there in the upper Midwest, the northern high plains like the Dakotas, the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and the Northeast. Warmer air a little bit further towards the south. That'll continue as we go into the weekend. Saturday, a reinforcing shot of some cooler air as that northwesterly flow really continues on Saturday, and to end the weekend on Sunday, March 23rd, that just continues. Cooler air to the north, warmer air further to the south. Now, as we go into late week, we're going to push that storm system that we see now off to the east. We're going to turn our attention back to the west, into the Pacific Northwest, seeing more moisture up here in the form of rain from Seattle down toward Portland, and then higher elevation snow from British Columbia here. By the way, British Columbia could be seeing several feet of snowfall with this new storm, and this could also bring a couple of feet of snow for the Cascades and parts of the northern Rockies as well. And then as we go into Saturday, that energy will be moving in across the Rockies. Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, and Utah could be seeing some snowfall there in the blue. The green, maybe some rain shower activity across the high plains. And then we're watching the potential of a stronger storm with snow to the north, especially the central and northern Great Lakes into southeastern Canada, up there in Ontario, Quebec, and then a cold front could bring some stronger thunderstorms, especially down here towards the Arklatex region as we go into Sunday evening. So let's talk about that. Strong cold front attached to the midweek system is going to scour out the moisture here as we go into later this week. Look at the moisture kind of going all the way back into the central Gulf. But it's going to take a couple of days to return back further to the north as we turn our winds around from the south, and that will return our moisture by Saturday, but even deeper moisture return by Sunday, really kind of coalescing with that cold front, and we actually could see those 60-degree dew points, even mid-60-degree dew points, return as far north as Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, and even into Texas, and I would not even rule out a 70-degree dew point in coastal Texas or Louisiana there on Sunday. And that much moisture, how rich it is, will actually enhance and greater our instability, right? We're going to be seeing over 2,000 joules per kilogram. That's a lot of storm energy out there, moderate to strong instability. So we have a cluster of showers and storms across the mid and lower Missouri Valley there Sunday morning. Those storms will have a tendency to produce an outflow boundary, which would then ignite more storms further south later on in the afternoon and into the evening. And this will likely be a line of thunderstorms that has a good rush of wind along the leading edge. We're talking 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, maybe a couple kinks along the leading edge of that line, or if we get a storm or two to develop ahead of the line, could be seeing some tornadic supercells with an isolated tornado threat and also hail with this as well. That will come to an end late Sunday night as those storms move out across the Gulf and those storms really decrease in intensity. This will also be a storm to produce some heavy rainfall across the Mississippi Valley, even as far north as Chicago. I think we could be seeing around a half an inch worth of rainfall here late this weekend. So a nice soaking rain for the Midwest into the Ohio Valley. Not talking about severe weather that far north. And then further south where the severe storms are, we could be talking a couple inches of rain from Mississippi back into Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and East Texas, even southeast Texas. Again, this is mainly along and east of the I-35 corridor. West Texas, the Texas Panhandle, even North Texas will remain pretty dry as we go through the weekend. Now, looking at our weather pattern as we go into next week, which is the late portion of March, this is Monday, March 24th through Friday, March 28th. Notice the ridge in orange out across the west and then the trough in blue across the east. That will promote warmer temperatures with the ridge out west and cooler temperatures across the east with the trough. And you can see that very well depicted on our 5-day average here of our temperature anomalies. Cooler east with the trough, warmer west with the ridge. And notice we're going to see that northwesterly flow, and a northwesterly flow is a drier flow, so we're not going to be seeing a lot of moisture in that. So we're going to be drying out across the Mississippi Valley behind that storm system Sunday with the severe storms and heavy rainfall. We're going to be drying out the soil just a little bit as we go into the deep south and southeast, where the west may start to see a little bit of active weather, especially on the apex of that ridge up here in southwestern Canada. So British Columbia, Alberta, and Saskatchewan may start to see more active weather as we go into later next week. And just to verify that with you, here's Monday, March 24th. Once we get past that, that's our system for the weekend marching east. Really get a couple of weak systems, may bring some rain and or snow showers across the north and central U.S. Other than that, really not seeing a lot of precipitation events through next week. So a pretty quiet week of weather. What you see is what you get type of thing, where you have warmer air out west and cooler air out here across the east. But as we go into the last few days of March, there is some potential for that ridge out west to move east into the central and eventually the eastern U.S., promoting warmer air further east. And then a trough from the northeast Pacific moves into the west coast, and this trough eventually could eject somewhere across the central U.S., breaking down the western half of that ridge, and that could be just in time the 29th, 30th, and 31st, just in time to end the month of March. And it's very well suited. The ensembles, at least the European ensemble, does see that here in the long range. Active weather out west here with that trough coming in, and then as it breaks down the western side of that ridge, notice how we start to see more of that precipitation signal growing, right? The darker greens the blues here across the eastern half of the United States, which does signal a bigger storm system at the end of March. And obviously, as you can tell, with the colder air up north, we could have another snowstorm, ice storm potential, and then we could have more of a cold rain underneath the surface low track from the Midwest into the Ohio Valley. And then I think severe weather will be more suited further to the south towards Dixie Alley and the southeast as we go into that time frame, especially when you look at the trough shape and organization here. As you can see, that it kind of picks up that subtropical jet and gives that a little bit of an ejection across the eastern United States. And just kind of looking at that, the NIU accumulated supercell composite parameter here is showing between March 26th and April 1st, essentially the central and southern high plains will start to see those elevated values. You can see the greens and yellows on there, but as we go into early April, look how that blossoms here as we have a lot of yellows, oranges, and reds from Texas, Oklahoma, east through Dixie Alley there. Maybe even as far north as the mid-Mississippi Valley like Missouri, Arkansas, southern Illinois, western Kentucky, and western Tennessee, an area that's already been hard hit by severe weather this severe weather season. That will be a signal to watch between April 2nd and April 8th, otherwise the first week in April here in the long range. So we'll be keeping a very, very close eye on that. Thank you all for watching my weather forecast here this evening. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Again, we're less than 100 subscribers away from hitting 131,000. You want to help me get there, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, especially if you found it informative and detailed for you. Also, share this video with friends, family, and on social media. If you have any comments, questions, and concerns, be sure to jot them down in the comment section down below this video. You can always follow me on Twitter. That is in the bio of my video as well. Follow me there for additional rapid fire updates on the weather forecast. That's all the weather I have for you this evening. I'll see you in another video forecast tomorrow.